Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this webinar titled Sleep Smarts Unlocking the Power of Sleep for Growing Minds. I am Dr. Yudel Bueno, your moderator for today. For a better viewing experience, let me guide you through this Zoom webinar. You can click View options on top, move your cursor over Zoom ratio, click Fit to Window, check the side-by-side mode so you have a good view of the slides and the speakers. Click the chat box for your questions, answers to questions, and your comments during the webinar. Should you wish to leave before the webinar ends, click on the Leave button below. We are happy to announce that we will now be streaming live on the Facebook pages of the Medical City Institute of Pediatrics. You may share this to your friends who cannot log in Zoom. The replay of this webinar will also be aired on our Facebook pages and YouTube channel. Welcome again to our Zoom and Facebook participants to our webinar titled Sleep Smart, Unlocking the Power of Sleep for Growing Minds. Our webinar series is called the Institute of Pediatrics Learning Academy Coffee and Conversations. We hope to fill your morning with gems to power up your Saturday morning. So grab a cup of coffee and just relax. Before we start our webinar, let us view this video from the Medical City Institute of Pediatrics. This webinar is brought to you by the Institute of Pediatrics Learning Academy. Watch out for this logo for our future webinars. Now that I have my coffee and am ready for our conversation, to start our webinar, allow me to introduce our speaker for today. Dr. Mary Therese Leopando is the head of the Pediatric Sleep Unit at the Philippine Children's Medical Center. She is a member of the Pediatric Obstructive Sleep Apnea Task Force of the Asian Pediatric Pulmonology Society, an advisor of the Obstructive Sleep Apnea Task Force for Philippine Academy of Pediatric Pulmonologists, and a consultant staff of the Medical City and the Philippine Children's Medical Center. Friends, let us all welcome Dr. Mary Therese Leopando.
Hi, good morning, Yudel, and good morning, everyone. To those who are here in the chat in the room, as well as the ones live streaming and Facebook. So thank you for the very kind introduction, my dear mentee. So it's my turn to introduce you. She is a consultant pediatrician at the Medical City Institute of Pediatrics, an assistant director for the External Affairs Department of Advanced Medical Education, still in the same institution, a senior executive medical affairs at the Clean Choice Manila, a clinical associate professor at the UERM MMC, and a clinical faculty at the Ateneo School of Medicine and Public Health. My pleasure again to introduce my mentee, Dr. Yudel Oria Ida Bueno.
Thank you, Dr. Leopando. I hope you had a good sleep yesterday, Doc. How was your
Well,
sleep, ma'am?
I tried to sleep well because of my excitement dito sa ating convo for this morning session. And I'm sure ikaw, how was your sleep? Okay lang?
Doc, I slept around mga 5 hours only out of excitement also. But let me ask the audience, how many hours did you sleep? For our sleep deprived audience, join us in the chat room and tell us how many hours was your sleep last night. So
Sige,
uh,
let's see.
let's
Tingnan
see if
natin how
there are
many
answers.
hours.
So,
Okay.
6 hours per me
Jackie,
daw. Si Doc Jackie, 6 hours. She
6
slept.
hours. Sige, let's
Yes,
see.
I'm
If
sure
we're
even for doctors, they don't sleep that much because they have so many things to do. And equally for parents, ma'am, I'm sure they sleep mga 4 to 6 hours on
mhm,
average. 8 hours,
yeah, 8
ma'am.
hours.
Yeah.
Is
Uh,
that Mixie? 8 hours daw.
8 hours. But some at the clinic say, ma'am, they slept 12 hours daw because it's summer break. So some are sleeping through the entire summer because they're not able to do it during school days. No?
Okay, let me talk about that. So, madami kasi nagsasabi, even if you'll be talking about how many hours that would you require in a day, especially with kids, always remember, even I don't really focus more on the number of hours or the quantity of hours, but the quality of sleep. Why? Because di ba minsan sabi, 16 hours na ho ako natutulog pero paggising ko hindi pa rin naka-refresh. Why? Because you didn't get good quality of sleep. So madaming ganyan. And depende on what yung profession mo, or if you're a mom, if you're a dad, if you're the CEO, if you're a trainee like us, where if we're having other aside from doing hospital rounds, meron pa tayo ibang trabaho. This really has a very great impact as to the number of hours of sleep and even the quality of sleep that you get. So, hindi lang talaga yung ilang hours ka natulog. Minsan nga, di ba, may 30 minutes lang na nap, pero when you wake up, that's what we call power nap. Wow, refresh na refresh.
Feel refreshed.
Parang,
Yes, Doc.
para ako natulog ng 10 hours. So, that's what I want to impart sa ating audience. And of course, us here, that, yung pagtulog talaga napakahalaga. Hindi lang yung hours pati yung quality of sleep. Yep.
Yes, Doc. So, what a great jumpstart to our conversation today. And so, we will, without further ado, we will start the webinar, Unlocking the Power of Sleep for Growing Minds. Go ahead, Dr. Pando.
Okay, thanks, Udell. So I think the title is really The Power of Sleep for Growing Minds. So let's go with the next slide, please. So I think we've been bantering about ilang hours tayo natulog, ilang ano ba yung nagawa natin. Minsan kasi pag pagod na pagod, you tend to sleep more. Sometimes pag pagod na pagod din, may mga times din na you can't sleep because the adrenaline level is there. But this is what we'll be talking about. Why do you need to sleep? What do we get out of sleeping? And yeah, so many people would say, I sleep because of the several hours. We sleep because we want to rest, we want to relax, we want to repair, we want to rejuvenate, we want to restore. So let's look at the benefits of sleep. I mean, especially for kids. Next slide, please. So number one, it can improve your focus and problem solving skills. Number two, can improve your memory. Sometimes when you don't get enough sleep, parang madali kang, ano ba yun, makakalimutin. So that's one of the benefit of sleep. It can improve your memory. Number three, very important, it can strengthen immune system when you lack sleep. Of course, you tend to get sick more often. So this is one of the very good benefit of sleeping well, strengthening your immune system, especially with everything that's been happening nowadays. Ang daming sakit sa palibot natin. Next is improve your mood and overall well-being. Madaming, if you don't get sleep, ang daming grouchy, ng mga mainitin ng ulo pagkising. So very important that improvement of mood and overall well-being. Next is boosting creativity. So the more creative minds, because they sleep better. So, and lastly, it would allow growth, healing, and repair. As mentioned earlier, it's restoration, it's repair, it's rejuvenation. So next slide, please. So in other words, it does not only help your body healthy, but it also keeps your sleep, keeps your mind, and both body healthy.
How do parents know, Doc, if their kids have really slept well, or their like required number of hours for them to sleep to be able to say, "Oh, I had good sleep"?
Oo nga. So, very important yun. Sabi ko kanina, hindi lang yung number of hours, but there will be requirements per day, especially for the age groups. Next slide, please. So, this actually slide will tell us how much sleep do kids need. So, it is dependent on the age. For infants, that would be 4 to 12 months. They need about 12 to 16 hours of sleep. We're talking about not just the bedtime or sleep time, bedtime, but it also include the naps, right? So very important yung naps. So let's say if the patient if the infant sleeps about for napping, mga 3 hours, you subtract it from the 12 to 16 hours as a total of the requirement for the day. If the toddler or age 1 to 2 years, the requirement will be 11 to 14 hours. If you notice, including naps pa rin yan. And then the preschoolers, 3 to 5 years, 10 to 13 hours, including naps. And I usually recommend that they stop napping maybe at age 4 because we want to focus more as they become grade schoolers at 6 to 12 years to focus more on the nighttime rather than napping times. So 9 to 12 hours. And the teenagers would be 13 to 18 hours of about 8 to 10 hours. So like an adult. So if you notice, as you grow older, there's less and less number of hours of recommended sleep. Next slide, please. So this just focuses that if you're a child between 5 to 13, the recommended sleep would be 9 to 11 hours. And then a teenager whose age 14 to 17 years, the recommended sleep would be 8 to 10 hours. This is just showing you just an emphasis of the benefits of enough sleep. If you do get this recommended sleep hours, then you have a better brain, meaning you have improved memory and concentration. You have a better body, meaning you have improved energy. And the more important of it all, the most important would be the better mood. You have improved emotional resilience. Next slide, please. But there are days, really, bad days. Ang ganda ng tulog ko ng isang araw, but kagabi, I didn't get to sleep well. And this is what we call sleep deprivation. So can you go with the next slide, please? There are different causes of sleep deprivation. When you have very poor sleep habits, which we'll be talking about later. There's stress and anxiety, maybe in school, with friends, at home. So we don't know kung saan nanggagaling yung stress and anxiety, but this can cause sleep deprivation. And then other medical conditions, yung masyadong severe pain, you can sleep because of severe pain, because of a certain condition. And then for the older ones, there's shift work. You used to work 8 to 5, and now you have a graveyard shift of about 8 to 5 in the morning instead of 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then there's substance use. There are other medications that may keep you awake, right? So, and then environmental. Ngayon, ewan ko ano ng heat index. So sometimes you really don't get to sleep well because of the heat. Sobrang mainit sa palibot, or extreme naman, sobrang lamig naman. So these are some causes of sleep deprivation. But what about, next slide, please? What about the kids? Why can't they sleep? There are a lot of reasons. Number one, lahat na lang na halos ng bata nakita ko when they visit, they're holding their gadgets, tablets, even mobile phones. Sometimes they also feel scared or worried about sleeping. There's inconsistent bedtime, this lack of routine. They watch TV before bed, laging naka-games. There's caffeine. There's a lot of sugars in the food that they eat during the day. There's lack of conducive environments, very hot or it's too cold. And for the teenagers, also the anxiety and depression from a lot of factors. Next slide, please. And then speaking of gadgets, no, we want to focus more on what happens if, from day until evening, you're still holding that gadget, whether it be a tablet, be a mobile phone, computer, there is still in front, even television. There's blue light. And we know that emission of this blue light suppresses your melatonin. Very famous yung melatonin. What is it? It's actually a hormone produced by the body. And it's a hormone that should help you fall asleep. But if you're always in front of your smartphones or your gadgets, then this suppresses the production of melatonin. This is usually produced at about 9 p.m. So if you're still there up and about watching TV in front of maybe Netflix, you have YouTube videos, then this pineal gland cannot produce melatonin, and because of that, you become sleep deprived. You lack sleep. Next slide, please. So what happens? I've shown you earlier the benefits of sleep. What happens if you don't sleep? When the judgment and concentration are impaired, there's of course you gain weight. Alam nyo ba, pag hindi kayo natutulog na mabuti, akala nyo nakakapayat yon. Hindi, nakakataba yon. Why? Because, take note, Udel,
Yes,
release
Doc.
of more, kaya pala ako nga nagigain ng weight, release of more appetite-stimulating hormones that will result in weight gain. And immune system is also suppressed. I mentioned earlier, if you sleep well, then you boost your immune system. But if you don't sleep, then of course, suppression of your immune system, and then you tend to get sick more often. Your emotions are also heightened. Pag mainit ang ulo mo, hindi ka nakatulog, ang dali mong mainis, madali kang maggalit, irritability, anger, and anxiety. And of course, lastly, slow reaction. Yung mga delayed reaction, alam nyo na hindi yan nakatulog kagabi. And because of that, there are more accidents that can occur. So you see what happens when you don't sleep. So at the end of it all, kailangan mo matulog.
Yes, Doc. How can parents know, Doc, that they have to recognize their kids who are sleep deprived, and how can we help them see that, oh, my child might not be sleeping well through the night?
All right. So, yung madaming symptoms. So, can we have the next slide? So, there are symptoms when you malalaman mo na sleep deprived yung bata when they're very fatigued. Pagod sila during daytime. Miski nakatulog na, bakit parang walang energy? Bakit parang pagod? It's fatigue during daytime. And then there are, of course, she or he easily falls ill frequently. Laging may sakit, laging mabilis kapitan ng sakit. And there's also lack of concentration. Sometimes the teacher will complain, wala hong energy, and sometimes your child cannot focus. Hindi po siya, walang mood, ang pangit ng mood. And then, mabilis siya. Dati nakasmile, biglang magpapalit ng mood. So there's, of course, a lot of mood swings when the patient is sleep deprived. So these are the things you should be watching out for that would already indicate sleep deprivation. Next slide, please.
Doc, does our mind also go to sleep? Because a lot of people will ask, they go to sleep, parang they have thoughts in their head, but do we really, does our mind really also shut down when we sleep, Doc?
Okay, sige. There's a myth saying na kapag daw tayo natulog yung katawan natin, natutulog din yung brain natin.
Okay.
Now, this is not so. That's a myth. Myth nga di ba? So let's look at this. What happens to your mind when your body sleeps? Next slide, please. So most of us would think, okay, magre-relax ako, magre-rest ako, my body would be sleeping. But do you think that the brain will also sleep when your body sleeps? This does not happen. So we know that we're supposed to relax, we're supposed to restore, we're supposed to rejuvenate, we're supposed to, what else? Repair. But the brain still keeps on going on even if your body sleeps. How does this happen? Next slide, please. So, as during the day, di ba? If we go to school, we learn a lot of things. We listen to the teacher, we read books, we watch tutorials. And for us, we usually watch videos, we listen to lectures, we attend RTDs, and we, of course, every day we learn something. Sabi ko nga, it's not a good day if you didn't learn anything for that particular day. So new information is introduced to your brain. And before you sleep, you try to review, parang, di ba, what were the things I learned today? And then you go back. What did I learn today? So what happens is up until you sleep, you jot down. You don't really need physically to write it down because you try to remember what I did today, what are the things I learned. And this is what we call acquisition. That's the process of acquisition. And then when you sleep, your body will now relax, but your brain will continue to work. This is where whatever you learned for the day, the brain will convert into memory so that it's just like a computer, di ba? You upload information and then eventually do you put it in the storage. So this is like the brain. With this what you call consolidation. Whatever you learned for the day, you store it as a memory so that when you wake up the following morning and the days to come, when you need to get that information, you can easily, of course, download it and retrieve that information for future use. So again, that's consolidation. So next slide, please.
So, Doc,
So you,
do we need to sleep before we study, or should we study first and then go to sleep after?
o sige, nung med school, Judel, anong ginagawa mo? Do you
Sleep,
sleep
sleep
before you
lang, Doc. Oh,
start?
yes.
Walang study, sleep
Walang
lang.
study na, sleep na lang doon sa book, Doc.
I'm sure yung book, yung paggising mo, may mga
Yes, Doc.
kulot-kusot
Kaya
na
Mark,
yung,
sleeping through the
oo.
whole night. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so ito yung which is if you would look at it, kapag natulog ka before you study it, they say that it helps prepare the brain for initial information of memories. So however, most of the studies will say you should be studying first or learning first before you sleep because this will help save the information at better, no? Is so that you can easily retrieve it because sabi ko nga, accumulation of information. You study before you sleep because once you sleep, now this will all, the information will now go to the storage, convert niya as memory so that the following day, pag may exam ka, maalala mo, i-retrieve mo yung information na inaral mo before you slept easily. Mas madali mag-retain ng information. So, you study before you sleep.
Study first, Doc. Not to parents.
Yes.
Study first. Okay, Doc. Thank you.
Study. Okay, so next slide. Let's see. So we've talked about the benefits. We talk about what happens when you're sleep deprived. There is such thing. If you go through articles, may nakikita kayong how would you help these kids sleep? And the word comes out, this term comes out, sleep hygiene. Pag sleep hygiene, we're not talking about kailangan malinis ka, baka matulog. It's not that, no? Siyempre, dapat yun, requirement. Alam nga naman natulog ka, galing ka sa labas. Siyempre, it helps you sleep better if you're clean and you're warm and you smell good, no? But sleep hygiene is more than that. What is sleep hygiene? Next slide. Sleep hygiene is actually defined as, it's actually, these are habits and practices, these are routine that are very conducive to sleeping well on a regular basis so that hindi siya maliligo bago matulog. It's a routine. It's a combination of all the habits and practices that would make you sleep well on a regular basis. Next slide, please. So these are some of them. So these are tips for kids and teens. Number one, you get plenty of natural sunlight and movement during the day. Okay. Actually, kaya may sunlight, this will tell us it's daytime. And then kaya pag gabi na, it will tell you, of course, if it's dim light, it will tell you, all right, I have to sleep. And on top of that, if you have sunlight, there's also a lot of vitamin D there, which will help you, have a better circadian rhythm, when to sleep and when to wake up. You keep electronics out of the bedroom and don't use them 2 hours before bedtime. Hindi pwede na ang bedtime at 8 o'clock. Tapos 7:30 na nakaharap ka pa sa electronics, whether it be laptop, uh, tablet, mobile phone. Right? So you don't do that. So use the bed only for sleeping. You don't put everything there. Yung sinasabi ni Udel, ang kasama niya, libro. Okay? You're supposed to be doing that outside of the bedroom. You use it only for sleeping. And then stick to a bedtime wake up routine, even on weekends. If you wake up 6 in the morning and you sleep at 8 in the evening, this should be consistent. Hindi pwedeng you sleep at 8 and then tomorrow 10 p.m. and then the next day 1 a.m. Hindi pwede. It should be routine. It should be consistent. So the word is consistency. Even if it's a weekend, there's no such thing as banking. Let's say, magpupuyat ako na lang weekdays tapos babawi ako sa weekend. No such thing as that. It remains to be the same. So whether it's a weekday or a weekend, it should be consistent. And then you attend to sensory needs like sounds, smells, and comfortable beddings. How can you sleep when it's very hot? How can you sleep if it stinks, if it's so dirty in your room? How can you sleep if you have rock music to the 10,000 decibels? Hindi pwede yon. And make sure that the bedroom, as I've said, is dark and quiet because this simulates your body or your circadian rhythm. Next slide, please. Okay, this slide emphasizes you should be focusing the ones on top. Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, sorry.
Yes, Doc, go ahead.
Okay. So you focus on the ones on top. These are the things that would help you sleep, and just probably cancel the ones at the bottom because these are the ones that would keep you awake. So what are the ones that would help you sleep? Go to bed and get up the same time every day. Avoid caffeine and alcohol at night. Comfortable mattress. You drink water. Relaxation exercise. Spend time outside. Have an early light dinner. Read a book in bed. And of course, what you won't do should be, of course, stay indoors all day and do no exercise. You lie in bed getting stressed. There's stress and anxiety. Tablet and phone in the bed, as I've mentioned earlier, and hot bedroom with no circulation, as well as food like coffee and chocolates after dinner. You don't do that. Next slide, please. So here to have really a healthy sleep, you focus on the yeses, which is reading, comfortable temperature, daily routine, meditation, and healthy food. What you don't want is to drink coffee, alcohol, exercise, watch TV with social networks before bedtime. So these are probably the tips I wanted to share, and this is what we call sleep hygiene. And I think I'm going to end up here. So, Udel?
Thank you so much for that great lecture, Doc. We all learned a lot, me personally also. So I will study first before I sleep. So with that, we'll ask our audience if they have questions for today. So this is one common question, Doc, that they ask at the clinic. When do babies have normal sleep schedules? Because parents also want to know if when they can start sleeping because they're so sleep deprived, ma'am.
Oh, so we know that newborns, they don't know what day or night is. So hindi pa nila na-develop yung circadian rhythm. And if you look into the literature, they say the babies will start once they're becoming more aware of the environment. The babies will start developing their own circadian rhythm by the age of, actually depende, 3 to 6 months. So minsan it says 4 to 6 months, but it is within this period. And for the parents who are watching or listening right now, it is very important to assist the establishment of circadian rhythm. How? When it's when you you want to make them realize na it's daytime, you expose them to light, to bright light, no? Hindi naman ilagay mo sa ilalim ng araw, nasunog na yon, no? Especially, wag naman 10 a.m. to about 2 p.m. Ayan yung very very poor, very ang radiation. But you expose them to bright light if it's daytime, and if it's nighttime already, put them in a dim or medyo dark room so that they would know, okay, this is daytime, I'm supposed to be awake, and this is nighttime, I'm supposed to be sleeping. So that's how you encourage, establish circadian rhythm for newborns. So mga parents, mga between as early as 3 months to about 6 months, nag-uumpisa na silang alam what is night and what is day to sleep
Yes,
or
Doc.
be awake.
So just to establish a good circadian exposure by the sun exposure, Doc, is key also,
Mm.
I guess. Thank you for that, Doc. The other question, Doc, that they always ask is, and you mentioned this earlier, is how important is nap and does it contribute to their growth, Doc? Because one of the things that sleep does is give them height. And the things that parents ask is, Doc, he didn't sleep at night, but he slept in the afternoon. Does that make him taller? So, is that true, Doc, or is it a myth lang?
Okay, first and foremost, remember yung napping. It's included. Nakita mo yung, di ba, what age? From
Yes, Doc.
infancy up until about preschool. I usually recommend napping only about at age 4. So siguro at the most 5 years old. Nung sinasabi mo, in terms of requirement, let's just focus first on the requirement per day. So let's say 12 hours and they nap, let's say mga 2-3 hours during the day. So if it's 12 hours requirement, they only need about 9 na lang hours for the nighttime. You total it sa 12 hours. Does this help? Yes, of course, any sleep would help an individual grow. But, di ba sabi natin nung alam niyo yung tinatawag na nung mga bata tayo would say, pag hindi ka natulog, hindi ka lalaki.
Lalaki. Yes,
Right?
Doc.
Okay.
Opo.
Akala natin, sabi-sabi lang yan ng matatanda. There is a scientific basis for that. Why? Because when you sleep, this is also where you produce growth hormone. Kaya, alam nyo na, pag may katabi kang medyo may kaliitan, hindi siya nakatulog ng mabuti nung maliit siya nung bata siya. So, yes, it does help you grow, but hindi naman sa porke 10 yung naps niya, mas matangkad siya doon sa hindi na nap. And also, let me emphasize, there is a time for napping, which means kasi kahapon, I saw a patient for sleep, no? Nagnanap siya 4 o'clock after school. Wakes up about 6 p.m. Pero ang bedtime niya, 8 p.m. Do you think the patient will sleep at 8 p.m.?
Yes, Doc.
Hindi.
4 hours
Dahil
only, yeah.
kakagising lang niya. Alam mo
Yeah.
naman. So if the bedtime, ito lang, let me give you another tip. If the bedtime is 8 p.m., okay, make sure that you stop napping already by around 2 p.m. kasi mga 6 hours interval so that you get to sleep exactly at 8 or 9 p.m. Hindi na di-delay. Kasi kapag gumising siya ng katulad noon, 4 to 6 p.m. ang nap niya. Tapos 8 p.m. ang bedtime, do you think? So 2 hours lang yon. So magiging ang bedtime niya kung 6 siya gising, mga 12 midnight and 1 a.m. And the father was asking me, bakit to kasi siya late natutulog? Kasi po, pinatulog nyo hanggang 6 p.m. So, you see, so it's also the timing. Naps are very important. In fact, you also learn while napping, just like yung sinabi ko sa inyo na acquisition and then consolidation.
Yes,
The
Doc.
brain still works. So it's not only physically you grow taller, but it also mentally you also grow. Not only physical but mental growth. So yes, but make sure yung timing 6 hours before bedtime, stop na yung napping.
Yes, Doc.
Baka siguro Yudel, baka it is also important to know kailan mo tingin na dapat hindi na sila nagnanap. You know, when they can't, isa yon is when they can easily fall asleep at night. Hindi na sila makatulog. So stop mo na yung nap. Hindi na nila kailangan.
Okay,
Kasi
Doc.
our emphasis will be the night sleep, hindi yung
Yes,
nap.
Doc.
Okay?
Not the nap,
All
yeah.
right.
Okay. Thank you for that, Doc. I learned also. So not to nap beyond 2 p.m. and I might not need it anymore. So the
Oh,
other question, Doc, is they also ask this at the clinics. Are nightmares common in children, Doc?
okay. Siguro it's best to define terms kasi yung nightmares na mistake for night terrors at
Mhm.
saka bad dreams. Okay. Yung nightmares, sometimes they say it's normal. Occasionally, nagkaka-nightmare ang bata. And they say that the peak age for nightmares are usually, oh, well, nightmares actually are bad. Yung pang unpleasant dreams na sobrang nightmare nga. It's parang frightening, but when you wake up, you remember everything. It's very vivid compared with night terrors. Yung night terrors, you get to have unpleasant dreams also, but when you wake up, you don't remember anything of the dream, no, of that what you experienced during sleep. And then so parang sabi nila ang peak age ng nightmares, which is about very common, is preschool kids. Why? Because this is where they have a lot of yung alam mo yung exploration, mahilig sila
Yes, Doc.
ma-explore, and there's a lot of fears. They have a lot of fears. They have a lot of imagination in their mind. And when you allow them to watch all these horror movies, yung mga anime, ewan ko kung mga ganyan, na hindi naman kagandahan ng itsura. So sometimes all of this, all the activities they did for they translate into the dreams and they don't come out nice, but rather unpleasant. So nightmares are caused by stress. Nightmares are caused by what you did, which is during the day. So meron parang carry on even while you sleep. There are places in your thoughts. Sabi ko nga, nagwo-work pa rin yung brain even if you're asleep. And it's not always the nice, 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 nice. It can just come out unpleasant.
Yes, Doc. So maybe for parents, just to be mindful of what their kids watch, because
Mm,
it comes in their dreams also.
right.
No horror
Mm-mm.
movies maybe for kids. So
Mhm.
I
And
think
of
that
course,
yes,
so if they come out, diba, when they wake up, so they're now, oh, I'm awake now. And they, so
yeah,
if
yeah.
kasama nyo sa room, you tend to comfort the child na, okay, it's just a dream. No, it's just a dream. It's not real. So you have to comfort para kasi extreme ano yan, anxiety and fear na mali mo napunta siya, ewan ko, in another world na sobrang hindi maganda. So, sabi mo, it's just a dream. Okay? So, very important is the comfort when they wake up and an assurance that it's okay. It's not real. It's not real. So, that's what you do for kids who have nightmares.
Yes, Doc. So
All
thank you
right.
for that, Doc. And actually, that's all the time we have for questions, Doctor. And we learned so much today. So you said to learn one thing per day. So today we learned about
Yes.
sleep from you. And can we get your parting words for today's audience, for our parents, for those who have watched in Facebook and in Zoom, ma'am?
All right. We've talked about the benefits of sleep, right? We've talked about what it is to be sleep deprived, what happens when you don't sleep, and what also happens when you sleep. Does it continue? Do you learn even while you sleep? And of course, the end of it all, sleep hygiene. There should be a practice, there should be a routine that would help you sleep better. And I think to sum it up, I'll just give one sentence that sleep is not an option. It is not even an elective. It is a must. It is a requirement. Just like to be able to survive, you need water, you need food, you need oxygen. You also need sleep. So let's all sleep well to have a better life.
Well
That's
said,
it.
Doc. So we need to sleep. That's such a great thing you said today, and I know our parents and our audience have appreciated your lecture. So truly, this discussion has been a great start to our morning today, and hopefully tonight we will all sleep well. To all of you watching this morning, and to Dr. Reese, until our next coffee and
Coffee and
conversations.
conversation. Thank you, Udell.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Doc.
everyone.
So thank you again to our resource speaker. I enjoyed our coffee and conversation this morning. For our participants, thank you for joining us. For your certificate, you may scan the QR code or click the link on the chat box. I will return to this slide in a while. For inquiries about Dr. Leopando and other pediatricians and specialists at the Medical City, please contact the Institute of Pediatrics with this number. I would like to invite you to our upcoming webinar on June 21, 2025. Join us in this year's Children's Summit to be delivered via Zoom titled Present and Purposeful, Parenting and Teaching in a Changing World. This year, exciting lecture and panel topics are in store for all attendees, from how to do mindful parenting and teaching in the context of different family setups, about artificial intelligence, sexuality education, and managing challenging behaviors. To register, just scan the QR code or go to the link on your screen. Again, thank you for spending your morning with us today for the Institute of Pediatrics Learning Academy's Coffee and Conversations. I leave you with the link to the certificate, and the link will be open until 5 p.m. today. See you in our next webinar. I am Dr. Yudel Bueno for Coffee on Conversations of the Medical City Institute of Pediatrics, your partner in pediatric healthcare. Good morning, everyone. Have a good day and have a good sleep. Thank you.